Hello, we are exploring the 10th gate, the gate called treading, the behavior of the self, and the fifth line is called the heretic. The 10 in the line 5 has an enormous impact on society. After all, the 10 is part of integration, and integration is the backbone of being in the body, of being individuated. The 10-5 is where society projects onto behavior and onto how it wants to see behavior. Society sees the behavior as it's most interesting when it is heretical. It is society that sees if your behavior is unique and individual. And in fact, it may be dangerous to the whole. All fifth lines are at one time exciting and at another time a threat to society, because it is the source of society's projections and therefore can be the source of society's disappointment if those projections fail. When you come to the fifth line, you come to the heretic. And the lifetime learning says direct and overt challenge to norms. One of the things to realize about the 10 in the fifth line is the need society has for a heretic, for a behavior that will challenge the norms. It is society that creates heretics, that creates the general, that creates all of these roles, the savior, the saint, all of these figures. It is society that creates it out of its own needs and its own projections. The heretic is created by society because they project onto it, or onto the behavior of the 10 in the line 5, that it is either very exciting or very threatening. Here you have behavior that is designed to irritate the collective and the tribe, and at the same time excite them. The fifth line has the advantage of always being projected on. So fifth line behavior is always projected on as challenging behavior, challenging the norms in that sense. This is not a collective gate. Survival is never collective. It is always individual. No matter how much the collective tells you that it's protecting you, survival is always individual, and behavior is the root of survival, no matter what the collective says. So the mutation in behavior, the challenging behavior to norms, to the collective, to the tribe, is always going to meet a certain amount of resistance. If you put your fifth line challenging behavior out there every single day, so it can be projected on all the time, somebody is really going to take a piece out of you. And that is not the strategy of fifth lines. That is not their genetic mechanism. The fifth line has to wait for moments of crisis. So in a moment of crisis where nobody else knows how to behave, in that moment, the fifth line has the power to come in with its behavior, to challenge the norms of the collective and establish an example for a new kind of behavior that's better for their survival. The exaltation, the ability to succeed through the understanding and expression of higher principles, principled behavior which directly challenges tradition. The fifth line gets into its deepest mess when it is challenging the established traditions. Ra was a fifth line personality. He knew what it meant to challenge the traditions and the norms that have been established by the collective and the tribe. The behavior in the fifth line heretic has to be principled behavior. You have to be able to not only express the behavior, but be the behavior that you're expressing. That's the principle. And the detriment, the burning at the stake, behavior which directly challenges behavior and is eventually punished. There's a big difference between challenging tradition and challenging behavior. You can challenge tradition and get away with it. But the moment that you challenge somebody's behavior, duck, you get in trouble. The fifth line is always dealing with those two variables. It can bring a practical solution based on tradition, and that will have a less volatile reaction. Or it can bring a practical solution that says, you don't know how to act, you don't know how to behave. And this is now seriously heretical business, but it's what the fifth line does. And none of these roles are possible without no choice. The heretic is at its greatest when they attack the framework of behavior that has to be changed. Because the 10 in the fifth line is the vanguard of changing behavior, if they just attack the behavior on the surface, they are the ones that suffer. They get burned at the stake because it becomes very personal. They are here to challenge the underlying tradition. If they do that, ultimately, they can be regarded as a very special force in the world. How they are going to react is again subject to the conditioning that they receive themselves. The 10-5 that's in an open G center is being conditioned by somebody else's awareness. They may end up attacking somebody's behavior and being punished for it, simply because they were conditioned that way themselves, rather than that being the most natural and healthy way for them. It's very important as a line, really, because society has been calling for this. It is calling for a heretic that will challenge tradition, and in challenging tradition, provide mutation for behavior. The grounding is coming through gate 15 in the fifth line of sensitivity. The fifth line is the universalizer, and always the timing has to be correct. They have to wait for the crisis. They have to wait to be called out at that point and to be sensitive to that so that they can change what needs to be changed. They can bring their heretical nature to the situation. If they lack the sensitivity to timing, to the perfect crisis for them to bring their practical solutions to, they risk punishment. Venus is on the move today, moving into gate 49 at 2141. This is the solar plexus gate of principles. It is in the tribal circuit in the stream of touch and sensitivity, so beautiful links to the rest of what we've been looking at today. The tribe thrives on touch. You know, whether it's a handshake to seal the deal, or a hug when you're feeling down, or a hand on your shoulder for support. All of these things go a long way to keeping things sweet within the tribe. Now the moon is still in gate 18, the gate of correction on its splenic journey. It's been there since 2:58 this morning. The next moon gate is 48 at 14:24. This is the gate of depth, the well. It's still logical, collective circuitry. It's still the stream of taste. So do you fill your well with what is to your taste? Or are there conditioning forces filling you up? This is the gate of depth, or not. Gate 57 is next at 0152. This is the splenic gate of intuitive insight, intuitive clarity. This is individuality, and it is bringing us a channel as the moon meets the sun in gate 10. This is the channel of perfected form. It's part of the survival mechanism that is integration, which tells us that intuitive behavior that results in a perfected form will help you to survive. This is behavior that arises from your intuition, from your body's intelligence. With this channel consistently activated, you probably have a really strong sense of what you consider to be beautiful. Your life is a canvas, and your behavior is your art. Thank you very much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you with our next transit, another top of the hexagram. So tomorrow we'll be with the role model, the 10th gate in the 6th line. Please do join me if you have the time, if you are available for that, if your energy is available for that. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you then. Go gently and love yourself.